I want to ask Matthew, since he's like new, like
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to season 3, episode 1, with your host Fortunato Coppola,
Luca, and
special guest.
not even a special guest,
Yes.
a new addition.
The new host.
I'm only here for today.
I think you guys know who he is.
Matthew. You do last names here?
Yeah, of course we do them.
Jafrida.
There you go, Matthew Jafrida.
There you go.
So, guys, honestly, if you guys can see in back of us the background, what it is right now. For season 3, myself and Luca with Matthew, we discussed about doing different podcasts in different locations, different environments, and just getting a view of our community and our surroundings. So, if you can see right here, we're at Parc de l'Orme in St. Leonard, my home neighborhood. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm borderline Montreal North, St. Leonard,
There you go. Pretty
Laurier, McDonald, kind of John Paul.
There you go.
Area.
There you go.
Pretty much it.
And he's Viller.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess.
pretty
Cafe Vito area.
There you go. You're pretty far. Shout out to Cafe Vito.
There you go.
But guys, today we want to do our first podcast. We want to jump right into it. We want to kind of give a background for anybody. I don't know if anybody doesn't know you, but whoever that doesn't know you out there, if you live under a rock, whatever it is, we want to kind of introduce to you who Matthew Jafrida is. So Matthew, if you can introduce yourself, who you are and what you are.
Yeah, so I'm basically the best way to put it is I guess an actor and social media content creator. So I basically I film videos in my parents' house, and I talk to myself all day long, and put it online. That's pretty much that. Yeah, no, but I do skits for Instagram, YouTube, TikTok now, and all that kind of stuff. And the goal is always to make at least one person laugh.
Exactly.
And yeah, so that's pretty much that.
I think you should successfully. Sorry, man. I just said, like, Jesus, successfully did that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Just where that one was going. I was like,
six. Oh, fuck.
yeah.
But honestly, guys, I'm making Luca just jump into exactly what we're going to be talking about today on the first episode. Luca, take it
So
away.
the topic is doubting yourself. So I want to ask Matthew, since he's like new, like did you ever doubt yourself? And like what you just said, like filming videos in your house, and like and
Okay.
like, did you feel like you weren't going to be successful or succeed in where your goal is?
Yeah. So I guess there's geez, I'm gonna throw a Gary V thing now.
Oh yeah, baby.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
You're gonna start swearing and yelling at us. You're gonna start swearing and yelling at us.
Yeah, no. I guess there's like on the macro side, I didn't doubt myself because I was so confident and positive that whatever I was doing was gonna work, and I wanted it to work really badly. And but then there's the micro, meaning like on a video, on a character, on a smaller basis. Many times to this day, I'll create something, edit it, and look at it and be like, oh, this is not gonna work.
Exactly.
You know, so I'll doubt myself. But well, we'll get into kind of, I guess.
Yeah, I think for myself, like speaking with Matthew, I was following Matthew. I think we were both following each other when we had a very limited amount of followers, and just from the following speed, but just how much content as we put out there at that point. And I feel like the biggest thing that we doubt ourselves in the biggest way is because we don't see the progression to where we want to be. And the progression that we're going to be is kind of like making us feel like it takes a long time, and that's what makes us want to kind of not give up, but kind of make us slow down a little bit. Because for myself, I feel like sometimes it comes down to followers and the content and the love you're getting from people. I understand, and that's what kind of drives you. But at the same time, it's what drives yourself to do that kind of driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it comes down to your motivation.
Exactly.
Like what is it that's motivating you? Is it the number of followers? Because at that point, the fact that you're going up 2 a day, 1 a day, well then that will lead you to
It's progress. Progress is progress.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that would lead you to doubt yourself very quickly.
Yeah. If you start looking at the numbers, you're saying.
Exactly. If you're looking at that, if that's your motivation, if it's the fact that like I want to become a millionaire by making these videos,
Exactly.
right? And then like, well, you're not a millionaire. Well, then
The money's not there. We're exactly kind of doubt yourself. Yeah.
doing this, is this going to be good? Should I not do this? That's where the doubt.
Or even starting to compare yourself to other people, then makes you doubt. A lot of people doubt themselves because they start looking at other people and they're like, why is he there? Why is Matthew like doing
Exactly.
so well? I made a video, but I'm not doing so well. But they're just looking at like comparing people instead of like maybe what they're trying to do, and are they doing what they actually love?
Very true.
100%. Yeah. I think that was one of the things that I had the comparing yourself videos, and that's a big thing, right? If you're constantly comparing yourself to other podcasts, other people who make videos, or other people at the job, it's like you have to know yourself.
There you go.
And you need to really.
Because I also realized, like, for myself, I'm a big Gary Vee fan, same as you guys are.
Yeah.
I guess we all are. And I feel like for myself, it's like I look at Gary Vee a lot of times as someone that motivates me and a big motivator for myself. But by me looking at his view and what he's, what he has and everything, kind of makes me sometimes doubt myself into doing exactly what he's doing in a way. So like, you see someone so successful. Like again, man, I'm saying this freaking. Jeez, I can't.
At least your voice is not cracking.
Yeah, there you go. You see someone winning in life, and you look at yourself and you say, "How can I win at this exact time?" But like, you don't have the same tools sometimes as he has right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a big factor is always like looking, and he says this many times, that you don't know the full story, right?
There you go. Exactly.
He says, I put out 100 pieces of content a day, but then in one story that he released at one point was this guy, I don't know, Fred, who they on Team Gary Vee
Yes.
showed him making, he's like, oh, I'm working on one of Gary Vee's stories.
There you go. Definitely saw that.
He's
Yeah.
got a full team behind his 100 pieces of content, right?
Exactly.
So I'm sitting here like, you should be putting out 100 pieces
Very
of
true,
content. Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah, I guess you could film 100 pieces of content and put it out there. And I downloaded his deck, and like, I get how he breaks it down and stuff. But I mean,
I think it's just different. Like I feel like for myself, like you were saying, it's like, how do you know how many people he has working for him to make his content come to life? Understand?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy has an editor, the guy has a filmmaker, the guy has everything around him. So like, we look at ourselves in a way, it kind of, it can kind of demotivate us in a way because he has so many people working with him, but it can kind of motivate us because we're gonna get to the exact same thing that he is, but not with the same exact help.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Or
Yeah,
if we
that
can
makes
get there,
sense.
which we can, and it could. But that's what I'm trying to say when it comes to motivating yourself, is kind of looking at the view and the tools you have around yourself instead of looking at your role models, what they have around themselves.
True.
yeah, exactly. And you had said before as well, how can we be successful? Like you see Gary Vee, he's successful. How can we be successful? And I think success is different for everyone at different points in time.
Yes, very true.
Right?
Very
Like,
true.
that's the other thing they got to factor in, is that you can't be Gary Vee successful. I
Right,
can't be
yeah.
Gary Vee successful right now.
Right now, exactly.
But in 10 years from now,
there's a certain time will come. Exactly.
that is possible. So
And
there's
no one knows how long they were going at it for.
Yeah, there you go.
exactly.
they've
Gary Vee
been-
was what, 30 years, I think?
Yeah,
something like that?
long time.
Yeah.
Very long
He's
time.
been trying and trying, and he tried, like, he was even a dish boy, no? He was cleaning dishes at a certain point too.
Yeah,
I think.
he was working in a restaurant.
I think
Yeah.
a restaurant at his younger ages, then he
Something
joined
like
his
that.
father's
Yeah.
wine business.
But he
There
was
you go.
always working.
Yeah.
No matter what, he was always
that's-
at something.
I
Even
think
if
that's
it
the
wasn't
key
his
word.
dreams.
But I think that's the key word, is like constantly working, because I feel like for a lot of us,
Consistency, yeah.
like Matthew said, is like we look for that certain time where we're gonna gain that success, but if you just keep looking for it and you never work hard for it, it will never come. If you know
No.
what I mean in a way,
Yeah.
because a lot of people, they say, okay, that guy got lucky. He was one in a million. He was one in this. He was one in that. But I mean, that guy that was one in a million that got picked worked hard to
Yeah.
be in that spot of one in a million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many pictures on Google where you'll see the tip of the iceberg, but then underneath is the rest of the iceberg, or the rest
Exactly.
of the
Absolutely.
hard work, failure,
There you go.
perseverance, all that kind of stuff.
There you go.
So yeah, but like, I think again it comes back to just like you said, comparing yourself to others, and it makes it easier to doubt yourself. Versus if
Exactly.
you know where you are and you're happy with where you are right now, the doubt, there's no room for doubt.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. For yourself, was there ever a time, like, because I know for myself, like, there's like certain moments, certain situations in your life where you kind of like, okay, you say, this situation happened to me. I gotta pick myself. I gotta prove to this person that I can do right, and I want to prove to this person that I'm doing it for them. Was there a certain time in your life where you wanted to prove someone wrong, or is it like, did you just want to do it for yourself and you want to gain success? And you want to make a name for yourself? Because I feel like a lot of us do that.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think it's a dangerous game when we start playing with like, oh, he said this about me. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm gonna
There you
show
go.
this guy.
There you go.
Because that's almost like a money motivation. It's like, oh, I want to make $1 million. So now you have your million. Now what do you do?
Exactly.
And people will come in and say, okay,
Very
now
true.
you move to 2 million and 5 million, but then like you're always
Exactly.
chasing that, So yeah, like it's never been a.
It's never been a
And
situation
money has
where-
no value unless you use it. So people also don't. They just want the money, but they don't even know what they want it for.
That's true.
So some people will be like, "Oh, I want to hit like 50,000 so I can start like my down payment on my first property." And
That's
start, like some people have goals to where
Yeah.
they want to do with their money, and then some people are just like
They're money hungry.
like
Yeah, just
like,
money hungry.
Yeah,
It's just a number.
Very
Yeah.
true.
You get that, and it's like, okay, well now what?
Exactly.
But yeah, it was never a factor of like I need to
situation.
prove this
Yeah,
guy
there you go,
wrong.
perfect.
It's more of like I can do this. It's like okay, like he's posting 4 videos a day or 4 whatever. It's like, well,
I'm in my own cycle.
yeah, I'm in my own cycle, and it's like, you know what, I can also post 4 videos a
Exactly.
day.
I
Do better than yourself.
There you go. I used to always compare myself to this one, like, I'm not gonna say his name, but like this guy used to do fundraisers, this and that, projects, and I would see like, oh my god, I'm like, how can he do so many things at once? So like, it kind of got in my mind of that. Okay, I have to try to do the most that he like equalize myself that the same work he's doing, or beat him in a way, and that got to me, and it makes me kind of go into the cycle of saying like, if you're gonna compare yourself to always someone that's better than you or is achieving more than you, you're gonna lose it, and you're not gonna get your own circle of mind. I found my own cycle that I'm doing it now. Like I found how much content I gotta put out, like how much work I gotta put out. But if, like I'm saying, if you compare yourself, you won't find your kind of cycle and view and your rotation of how you do things.
Yeah, because like, and going back to exactly that, whoever this guy was will say, you know, you start comparing yourself to him. But now again, if he's got a full team
There you
behind
go.
him,
Exactly.
it makes no sense for you to compare yourself to him, because you will not be able to keep up with a team of 5 people who are working, who he pays, and
That's it.
or she. But I'm saying like that, like you'll compare yourself.
You get sick. You could start
Yeah.
getting sick
Yeah.
just because of that.
And
Because
that's
you're
where your
trying to
doubt
keep
comes
up to someone like that, like is like not even at the same level as you, and not even like with levels, but just like they have the advantage over
Exactly.
you because they have maybe the financial stability to be able to pay someone too,
That's
and
it.
they're able to do.
That's true.
100% financial. They got a team. They got locations. They got contacts, network. They've got the age, right? I
Yeah,
don't
that's
say
true.
age on that, but I mean
That's true.
sometimes the age is it's a factor. The experience, I guess we'll say.
That's true.
But and I guess the best way in that sense would be, I think, just to join forces.
Yeah.
Collaborate,
Right?
and I think
Collaborate.
that's what I wanted to touch on next. I think the biggest thing is, like we were talking about Luca and me last, like a couple episodes, is we always say, from connecting from us two and connecting from the positive guys to Matthew, whatever it was, we kind of said, let's reach out to him and let's see where he is, let's see where he's at, and let's see if he wants to collaborate. And I feel like that's the hardest thing for people to do, is to reach out to somebody and collaborate. Because I've seen you work with people that have very minimized advertisement and followers and stuff like that, and I've seen you work with big names.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're the type of person that always responds back and is willing to work with people, and that's a great thing about it.
100%. Obviously, like there's always a picking and choosing to see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
You can't just say like, here's my doors are open, everybody come in, and like let's
There you
evolve,
go.
right? But yeah, like that, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's and regarding that, there's a lot of people too that will sometimes ask me questions like, oh, how do I do this, or how do I get into
Very
this?
true.
And like there's a whole competition
Yes.
factor that comes into effect. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't, like, that doesn't. It's always by knowing yourself, understanding where you are and where you're at, then it eliminates like doubt, as we said, and it just puts you in a very secure, safe
Different situation.
spot.
I feel like at the end of the day, the reason why anyone gains their glory and gains their spotlight and everything is because you could see how hard someone's working for themselves, understand? And I feel like I always tell you, when you put out a piece of content, no one knows how hard you work for it.
Yeah.
No one knows how hard all of us work for it when you put a piece of content out there, understand? So I feel like at the end of the day, it's just hard work and dedicating yourself and not listening to the haters out there.
Yeah.
Like we discussed all the time.
And you even like a picture. Sometimes you just post a picture as a project, but no one sees like
The work that goes
him
into it.
doing something or him doing, but he can't show all that because sometimes it's confidential to the people. So he can't just show everyone like. So he shows a picture,
Exactly.
but no one
Understands it all the time.
Yeah, that's and then they begin to doubt like, oh shit, is he really doing something?
Exactly.
Is he really
Exactly.
But then you believe in yourself
There you go.
and you know you did it.
Yeah.
So that's the confidence
That's
you
the
have.
beauty of it. I think at the end of the day, it's like it's for yourself to know what you're doing, and it's to prove yourself happy and to make yourself happy. Because at the end of the day, if we keep putting out content out there and we keep looking at the haters, our
Yeah.
mental health, like we always
Yeah.
say, is not where we're going to want to be to provide more content
Yeah.
out there for our viewers.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing, because again, like I said, like I have had my run-ins with that in
Yes.
terms of like
Yeah.
doubting myself in terms of the videos, doubting myself in terms of like seeing other people doing this work and
Yeah.
everything, but like once you kind of sit back and realize like again what they have and if there's an advantage or not, but the mental health really
It's a
is
big
that
factor.
I'll literally sit there and play out the scenarios over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
What's
of,
going to
like,
happen? Exactly.
what's gonna happen if I do this, or how can I do this and how can I do that, and it'll drive you crazy and it just drains.
It drains you completely.
Drains you
Mentally.
completely,
Mentally.
Yeah.
We always say it all the time. Whenever we do a topic, and like season 3 has we started again, guys. we always try to refer back to a mental health
Yeah.
awareness and everything, because a lot of people DM us always on the positive, guys, about their mental health issues and what they're dealing with mentally. I understand, and I feel like whatever topic we talk about all the time has to do with mental health. So I think having you say like what you're saying right now is that from a view of your perspective is always focus on your mental health before anything else.
100%. Yeah, like that's got to be good. If you're not clear and sharp up here, then I mean,
There's nothing going for you. There you go. It's true.
you know,
No
it's
one's
not there's nothing
mentally
going
at
for
the
you, but
same level.
it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard to motivate yourself to go to the gym to get the physical aspect after, right? If you're doubting yourself and I'm not good and I'm not this, and it's like, who wants to go to the gym and wake up early in the morning to say, hey,
Exactly.
I want to go lift weights because I want to feel good about myself. When up here you're like, well, I'm not that good,
Exactly.
right? And that's rough. And the mental game is a very hard.
Yeah.
Because the only, I guess the only way to say it is the only way to fight the mental negativity
Yeah.
is to fill it with positivity. But then again,
Exactly.
it's not a pill you could take. It's not a
No.
it's not an
Like
activity.
working out, like your brain, you have to work out your happiness.
You
You,
gotta-
have to work. You have to find what makes you happy. And no one knows what makes them happy at first. Like you didn't know in high school that like, oh, I'm gonna do skits. Like you knew you liked it, but you didn't know like I'm gonna have different characters. You don't know. This is like things you discover on the way there.
It's experiences. I think
Yeah.
it's experiences in it.
Every step you take.
It's trial and error.
100%.
Like we always talk about. It's
Yeah.
trial and error, experiencing different type of, if I can say, hate, positivity, and just combining everything together and saying what you want to do and understanding what you want to go through with.
Yeah, it's literally learning. It's taking every situation, whatever it is, going through it, and then kind of, it's hard to say, but take a step back
Yes.
and look at the situation and almost look at yourself and say like, okay, how am I reacting to this? Why am I reacting to this? Should I be reacting to this? What am I missing? Going through it, and then at the end of the day, it's not something that is.
Make it roll out.
Start sinking in.
I think So I think at the end of the day, it's just trying. The key words that we're trying to use here is just to not to compare yourself, to always keep yourself straight, motivated, to not look at the hate, and to never doubt yourself saying that you can't do something. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you were gonna tell yourself one time that you can't do something, I understand the chances. If you're gonna tell yourself you can't do something and just quit, you never knew what was behind that door.
Yeah, that regret, right, Gary V.
There you go.
That's a big problem, and kind of like my mentality now with something is, especially like for now, it's like if I make a video or whatever and I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Kind of like what I said in the video about everything happens for a reason. Like if my next 10 videos are in my mind right now, if my next 10 videos are meant to be complete garbage,
Yes,
there's nothing I can do to change that.
exactly. I always say that. Very true.
Right? Like
Very
there's
true.
nothing I can do right now. Like
Very
I
true.
don't know. Like there's 10 videos that I'm gonna post within the next week and a half, and if they're gonna do absolutely really well, then that's
Awesome.
good. If not, I don't have control over that.
Exactly. But the thing is, I know from a fact of your character, and what we want you guys to understand and learn is that I know that even if the 10 videos don't do good,
Yeah.
the next week you're going to perform another 10 videos.
100%.
Exactly. And that's what we want. That's the whole kind. I think the key of the video.
Yeah.
The key of the podcast is to never give up on anything. Whatever you put out there, if you're not, because like I mean, when you put out a video, you might find it very, very funny.
Yeah.
Understand? And the person that's watching it might not find it as funny as you're watching. Understand? But as long as you put it out there and you keep the content going, I think that's what really matters in the end.
That's what it is. Again, like I opened this podcast with was that at least one person has to laugh. That's always the goal.
That's
right.
exactly
So
it.
I mean, it's like if I can get that one person to laugh,
Your
done.
mission completed.
Yeah.
I think
Everything else is bonus.
I think we have a couple background here.
Yeah. That's all that is.
But I think we're gonna end it on that note, guys. Honestly, Matt, you're gonna see Matthew much more often here. But honestly, it was a pleasure having you, Matt.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be a part of the group, part of the podcast.
Exactly, that's
Definitely.
awesome.
Thank
I
you
feel
guys.
like seeing a type of influencer like yourself in a positive way and in a mental health way can really bring a lot of attributes and a lot of help and aid to you guys of watching. So if you guys ever want to DM us about a certain topic you guys want us to talk about, let us know.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. It's like a racetrack behind us, but
Yeah, I know. It's
I don't know
everybody-
where
everybody-
Hard
everybody-
Mirabel.
So, yeah.
Awesome, guys.
So-
My name's
Mirabel.
Fernando. Peace
My
out,
name's
guys.
Luca, and this is
Matthew. Take care,
Peace
guys.
out, guys. Ciao.